Hello, everyone. Welcome to the EPL preview show. I hope everyone's doing great. We are less than a day away from game week 2 of the 2020-21 English Premier League season. And after the first game week, we have had some exciting matchups. We saw like how Everton beat Tottenham Hotspurs last weekend, which was one of the shocks of the last week. Then we had some regular victories for Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool. Liverpool struggle against Leeds United at home, so I can see Leeds United, they have been excellent. Let's see how they cope up this coming week. So this video I'll talk about the updates, some transfer news, which some big transfer news coming in since the last 2-3 days. And then after that, I'll go over this weekend's fixtures and then talk about the players you can choose for if you're playing some fantasy league as well. So let's get started with some transfer news. Transfer news first up. Everton played midweek in the Carabao Cup clash and they came out with another injury to their centre back. So I believe in the next 2 weeks before the transfer window closes, Everton might be looking for a centre back to get in because they have fixed their midfield with Allen, James Rodriguez, and Abdullah Doucouré, and they were pretty solid against Tottenham Hotspurs last week. So I can see James Rodriguez being a hit in the Premier League this season if he carries on this form he had and he played how against Tottenham Hotspurs last week. So Everton are in for a centre back. They might sign Fikayo Tomori on loan from Chelsea. We'll see if that materializes, but I think there'll be a decent signing from them if they are looking for a centre back. Going into the next, Arsenal are still in the news. They're looking for some midfielders, especially some creative midfielders, and we are saying Houssem Aouar of Lyon. They might sign him. It might take some time, or it might just happen in probably this week. But I think they're waiting on probably a transfer fee, trying to agree a transfer fee with them. Let's see how that ends up being. But I think that'll be a good signing for Arsenal because they have been lacking some creative chances in the last season. We saw they were almost at number 16 or number 17 in from all the teams in Premier League in the number of chances created. So imagine if he comes in and Arsenal will create more chances and Aubameyang might end up getting more goals along with Alexandre Lacazette. So let's see how that ends up. And then going to the next ones, Leicester City have signed Cengiz Ünder from AS Roma. I believe he is a winger. He's a good signing. He's Turkish. He has played well for Roma over the past years, and I believe he might be a good, decent signing from Leicester, considering the fact the team they have, James Maddison and Jamie Vardy, might get good assistance from him going ahead. Going on to the big news coming up is from Tottenham Hotspurs and Liverpool. First up, I'll go with Liverpool. They have today confirmed the signing of Thiago from Bayern Munich. Thiago Alcantara, the Spanish midfielder, he is an amazing player. He has been immense for Barcelona and Bayern Munich over the past 4 to 5 years. And if he comes in, I believe Liverpool's midfield is sorted. He will make them shine and create chances for Salah, Mane, and Firmino. So Thiago is a top of the bill signing. He came in pretty cheap as well, about 20 to 25 million. That is definitely the steal of the window so far, if we can talk about something. And Thiago, I'm hearing that Liverpool might also go for Diogo Jota from Wolves. So let's see if that ends up happening. Diogo Jota is a good signing, and that will build on the squad depth for Liverpool if someone gets injured. And he might be a good replacement for Firmino if Firmino gets injured or if he doesn't get much game time. Moving on, the big news from the last 2 days I'm hearing from Tottenham Hotspurs. They have confirmed the signing of Sergio Reguilon, the left back from Sevilla, who won the Europa League last season, and he might be joining in. I think he has signed all the paperwork. He might be in London already, so they have signed a top left back. Let's see how he fares up in the Premier League this season. But he's a top signing for Jose Mourinho now. And the biggest news coming in is they have also agreed a deal for Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale is coming back to Tottenham Hotspurs and he might be coming back on loan from Real Madrid. And they might be sharing wages. So Spurs might be paying probably 300k in wages for him every week. So that's a good signing. But I want to see how Gareth Bale performs coming after almost 5 years, I believe. And he was a cult hero for Spurs when he came into the scene. So let's see if he stays fit the whole season. And if he stays fit, that will be some great news for Tottenham. Imagine the front three of Gareth Bale, Harry Kane, and Son. They might just fire on all cylinders, considering the fact how Jose Mourinho will set up. So if Gareth Bale stays fit, that's pretty good news for Spurs. I can see them fighting for top four going ahead. Other than that, I believe Chelsea is going to finish the signing of a goalkeeper Mendy, I believe, from Rennes. He plays for the French club Rennes. And then Manchester United have currently launched a bid and they might complete the signing of Alex Telles, the left back from Porto. So that'll be a good signing. I think they need a good backup, probably a good starter on in that left back position with Luke Shaw. So Alex Telles will be a good signing. Let's see how it ends up being. So moving on, I'll just go over this weekend fixtures and tell you my predictions, what will happen and what can we talk about. So let's see, we have the first game of the week is Everton at home playing against West Brom. Everton were pretty impressive last weekend away to Spurs. So I believe Everton is going to win this. I'm going with a 2-0 win to Everton. I believe James Rodriguez, you can have him in your fantasy Premier League. I believe he might score or assist this season. So I mean this weekend. So you'll get points if you have James Rodriguez on your team this weekend. Everton winning 2-0. The next game we have is Leeds United versus Fulham. Leeds United got knocked out of the Carabao Cup this midweek, and that's pretty shocking. But I believe they were playing their French players or probably B team players, so they might be coming back on that big impressive performance against Liverpool last week, and they're playing home to Fulham, who also got promoted this season. So I believe I'm going with the 3-0 Leeds United win, considering if they play the same way they played against Liverpool, and I believe they will, and they are very exciting to watch at this moment. And Leeds United, I believe the players to have in your team will be Calvin Phillips and Patrick Bamford if he starts. Otherwise, Rodrigo will be a main striker to go. So 3-0 will for Leeds United. Into the next game, Manchester United will be playing their first game of this season at home to Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are currently nursing multiple injuries, so they are pretty low on confidence. And considering that fact, I believe Manchester United will have a walk in the park. Bruno Fernandes on the score sheet, it might be a penalty. Let's see. So I'm going with a 3-0 win for Manchester United at home. First game of the season. I think they'll get the job done. Moving on, the last game for tomorrow we have is Arsenal playing West Ham United. First game for Arsenal at Emirates Stadium this season. They were pretty impressive last weekend. I'm sorry. Willian was the star, providing 3 assists in his debut, and also the Gabriel, the centre back, he had a man of the match performance, making vital interceptions and just distributing the ball pretty well. So I believe this might be another comfortable win for Arsenal. I can see a clean sheet because West Ham, I believe, is currently struggling. Mikel Antonio, I don't know if Mikel Antonio might show up. He might not. So I'm going with a 2-0 Arsenal win. Aubameyang might score again, and I'm counting on Bukayo Saka and Kieran Tierney. If you have them in your team, they might give you points considering how they played last week. Bukayo Saka might come in from the bench. So moving on to our games on Sunday, the first game we have is Southampton playing Tottenham Hotspurs. Again, Southampton got knocked out of Carabao Cup midweek. Tottenham Hotspurs, they were playing in Europa League qualifying round. So Spurs have been traveling. I believe 50-60% of the first team played midweek for Spurs. So I believe I'm going with a 1-1 draw. I'm not sure how Spurs, if they will be 100% fit for this game, or it might be just too soon, after coming off that qualifying round. So 1-1 draw for Spurs. Danny Ings might score. He's a lethal striker. I'm going with Danny Ings to score and Son for Tottenham Hotspurs to score as well. The next game we have is Newcastle versus Brighton. Newcastle have been impressive. They played with Callum Wilson and Jeff Hendrick, who were on the score sheet last weekend. And Brighton were impressive against Chelsea as well at home. But Brighton are playing away, so I'm going for a 2-1 win for Newcastle United. And Callum Wilson might be on the score sheet again. On to the next big one. We have Chelsea playing Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. This might be a big game. So Chelsea, I believe the way they played last weekend, I thought they were really good on the counter when the opposition team is on the ball, and because Timo Werner, with the speed he has, and from the Chelsea's midfield, if they can string a passes of 1 or 2, they can give the ball to Timo Werner pretty well, and they can counterattack pretty well. So if considering the fact Liverpool might dominate the ball tomorrow and Chelsea might play on the counter, and that might work for them actually, considering it didn't work on dominating the ball with Brighton. So I'm going for a 2-1 Liverpool win. It might change, but I hope Chelsea is on their A game on Sunday. Otherwise, they might fall behind, and Liverpool might win, might edge out on this one. The next game is Leicester City versus Burnley. Leicester were impressive last weekend, getting the job done. Jamie Vardy with 2 goals, and Burnley at home. I can see them winning 2-0 for Leicester City. Jamie Vardy might score again, and yeah, I can see them getting the 3 points this weekend. And Monday we have 2 games. The first one being Aston Villa versus Sheffield United. Sheffield United again, as I mentioned in my previous video, they have been pretty not as well when they started the Premier League last season. They have been pretty decent, not getting enough points, not making proper performances. And Aston Villa, they just signed Emiliano Martinez from Arsenal, who is a top goalkeeper, shot stopper. I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Aston Villa and Sheffield United. I'm still not sure how it affects, but Sheffield United, you can have Baldock on your team. If you don't, he's a good, reliable player to get you points. The last game of the game week, where Manchester City played their first match of the season away to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolves actually got knocked out of the Carabao Cup this midweek. They had fringe players starting, so hopefully they bounce back against Man City and play how they played against Sheffield United last week. So considering the fact, I'm going for a 2-1 win to Man City. Kevin De Bruyne will run the show. And Wolves, they caused an upset last season and they won against Man City. So let's see how they fed up, but I believe Man City might get the job done in this fixture, even though he's away. And Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Raheem Sterling are the top picks for your fantasy team if you're looking to get someone. And from Wolves, always have Raul Jimenez as a striker. He always gives up always a 15 to 20 goal a season, so he might give you some points. And then yeah, so that's basically it. That's my prediction for this week and updates. Let me know what you think about this, and if you have any comments, any suggestions, please comment in the video down there. And then definitely like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting more videos going ahead, and I'll be back once this game weekends on probably Monday or Tuesday to talk about how each teams did and what are the new transfer updates or transfer deals which might have been completed by then. So till then, have a great game week. Have a great EPL Game Week 2. We'll catch up in a few days. Until then, enjoy, stay safe, and take care.